Okay, so I'm going to talk this morning about doing redrops. So there's a lot of people probably not done any redrops at all. That's basically taking all books around to an area and collecting them all back into to try and generate some new customers. So it's getting nicer weather now, longer days, so it's lighter in the evening, so it's an ideal opportunity to start looking at increasing your customer base. So first of all, you make your books up before you take them out. Try and make them all the same, how you do every single pack. So I'll explain later why that's important. Also, we've made a nice little front sheet, so it tells you all I'm saying, that please leave it outside, I'm going to collect the book tomorrow. So initially we'll just give them one day. So I'll post them in the morning and then I'll collect them the following evening. Put down the date you expect the order to be delivered on. We've also got our store link on there as well, because obviously we want it, anyone ordering online, we want it coming to you, not Avon. We also have a little tick box, so asking them, have they already got a rep, or they're not interested at all, so they can put a cross in there, so you can eliminate these people straight away from your route. Also, what you need then, have a look at the street that you're going to be targeting, so work out how the numbers go. So some just go one through to 50 or 60. Some go odds on one side, evens on another. So it's best to write down on the sheet whatever order they go. So it's easier then when you're dropping them off, just to quickly make a note of whether there's people didn't want to book, or whether you've already got customers there, or whatever you need to do. Once you've got all your books and everything together and you plan where you're going to go, I try to deliver them as early as I can in the morning, making a note exactly where I've gone. If there's some people might have little signs on the door, you can either ignore them. If you're a bit wary, ignore them. If not, just chuck the book in anyway. Then later on that day, I'll usually in the early afternoon, I'll nip round that street again, see any books have been chucked out. Because what you're trying to do, imagine each street is like a funnel shape. So at the top, you've got a big area at the top. That's probably all your customers, all the people that's not going to be interested in Avon at all, not going to bother ordering. And that's what we're trying to skim off first. We want to try and get rid of as many of those as you can, because it'll waste. You don't want to be wasting your time going out dropping books off to someone that's never going to order from you. So that's why I go out again later on that evening or early afternoon, and then any books that's been chucked out straight away, you know that they're not going to be interested. So I'll just put a cross at the side of each of those houses. That way then the next month when you go round and you're doing that same street again, you'll know you'll be wasting your time going to those particular houses. Then what you're looking for then when you go back the next day to collect all the books, because you've made them all up in a nice neat little pack, looking for evidence, have they actually looked at the book at all? And then what I do there, if they've looked at it, I'll put an L for looked. If they've not looked, I'll put NL for not looked. You can do whatever key you want, however you want, but that's quite important for later on. So once you've done all that, what you'll do then, remake the packs up again, and perhaps do another street in a couple of days' time. So I've been doing a couple of streets each week. You don't want to try and do too much in one go, because you'll find you might not have time, or the weather turns and stuff like that. So try and plan it just for a couple of days, couple of streets each week. What I'll do then the next month, still do that same street again next month, but then now it won't take you as long, because you've already got a lot of people that's not interested, because you're the ones that chuck the books out straight away. And you do the same again, whether they make a note, have they looked, not looked, have you not been able to get the book back at all. So after the third time, if you've got three times where they've not looked at it at all, or you've not been able to get the book back, then knock these off. Anyone that has actually looked at it 1 or 2 times, continue again for another 3 months, or 3 times delivering to that house. Eventually, at first when we used to do it, redrops, we just drop one street, collect the books, make no record of it at all, whether they was interested or not. And then a year later, you went same street and you did the same again. If you've got good records, because you can keep this sheet of paper, I'll put it on a spreadsheet, or you can put it in a file or whatever you need to do. It gives you a good record of who's not going to be interested. So if you ever redrop that street again in another year's time, you'll know which houses not to go to. Make a note of as well of for sale signs, for to let signs as well, because it might be later on you might be able to try those if you've not actually tried them before. So the idea is you want to try and keep going out as far as you can, as far as you want to walk to, basically. Start from your local street, and then every other day go to a different street and carry on like that. Then when you're doing after you've got to the 3rd month, you probably do all your streets all in one go, and then you can use your books then for spreading out to further streets. So I've got all of April's books now that I'm going to be using all through April. So I've got over 100 books. So I can do, if I wanted to, I could do like 800, even 1,000 houses. You imagine how many customers you potentially get from that. You're not going to get hundreds and hundreds. You might only get 20 to 30, but that would be a good, after all those, that'd be a good start. And then you carry on doing that over the months and years. Also, as well, one advantage of having a good record, if you've got someone that you know that's looked at it a few times, you know you've got a good offer coming on, like this, like the 5 for a fiver, might be worth just doing one little target on those people. You might be able to entice them into order from you. That's it.